What is good, JayMike talk, and today we're gonna take a look under the hood of both the brand spanking new Nike Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite and the Nike Mercurial Superfly 6. Now tech-wise, there is a lot of stuff to talk about, and while Nike haven't exactly revolutionized and reinvented the wheel, and today I'm gonna tell you exactly what you get if you decide to splash the cash and get yourself a pair. So when Nike started researching on the new Mercurial Elite line, they decided to speak to a lot of Mercurial players. And one of the most common requests here was that the players wanted to feel like they weren't wearing anything at all, and like the boots were just becoming a part of their foot. And what Nike did in order to achieve this was to decide to engineer both the Superfly 6 Elite and the Vapor 12 Elite for the first time ever on a Vapor with this one-piece Flyknit upper in the thinnest knitted package that Nike had ever used on a pair of football boots. It's essentially a super thin knit with a sleek reinforcement inner liner. It's the white stuff you can hopefully see on the overhead camera here to make the boot as barefoot-like as possible. But it's one thing having an upper that offers you this nice sock-like barefoot experience. In a boot like this, you also need a bit of performance. And what Nike did here was to use their learnings from the Flyknit Ultra and especially their works with the Nike Skin silicone coating. And on the new Mercurial Elite boots, they went with a full solid silicone coating on the bottom to give you stability and also durability where you need it. And then the coating kind of gradually shifts to become more and more untreated towards the top of the boot to give you this very free, personal and pure Flyknit sensation that you want because it's really nice, but also that you kind of need in order for the boot to feel as close to disappearing on your foot as humanly possible. Now what Nike also did to the upper here was to update their engineered 3D speed ribs that have kind of been engineered into the Flyknit upper itself. And instead of just doing like they did on the Flyknit Ultra, it now runs along the length of the boot. Of course to give you some texture and grip on the ball, but also to ensure that you get a better and more natural movement with the foot when you run. At least that's the idea. But in their search of making the boots feel like they're disappearing on your foot, Nike took things a step further, because in a move that's perhaps inspired by the construction of the Vapor 3 and the Vapor 4, so way back in time, Nike decided to engineer the upper to wrap all the way around the boot, basically saying it's giving you a 360-degree-like fit. And also, they treated us to these yellow suede-like heel pads that are supposed to lock your foot in a very smooth, comfortable and blister-free way. And again, funnily enough, this reminds me of those yellow Perone heel inserts that we saw on the Vapor 3. But the biggest deal towards this, hey, I'm not wearing anything sensation is that one-piece tongue and the height of the collar. Because interestingly enough, the height of the collar is the only area that separates the Superfly 6 Elite and the Vapor 12 Elite. Because with both tongues or collars, whatever you want to call it, being an integrated part of that one-piece Flyknit upper, you could say that the high-cut dynamic fit collar on the Superfly is basically just a prolonged version of the low-cut on the Vapor. And it's actually pretty clever because if you like the Mercurial, all you have to decide now is whether you're a high-cut kind of guy or a low-cut kind of guy. And putting on both boots, there is a clear change, because while the fit is still tight and skin-huggingly close, it feels less crammed and restricted compared to the previous generations. And thanks to that extra flex on top of the foot where the Flyknit isn't treated, well, it means even people with wide feet actually have a shot of getting into the boots. The stability also seems to be okay, despite the fact that there are no Brio cables or Flywire cables for that matter, and you kind of feel securely locked into the boot without really noticing that it's actually sitting around your foot. Of course, there's also the fact that the Vapor feels a little more free because the sock is low cut, and you feel there's more material around your ankle in the Superfly. But because the cut itself is better and the material is thinner on the Superfly, I like it more than the last generation. With that said, I'm still a Vapor man though. Now the plate on the Vapor 12 Elite and the Superfly 6 Elite is also new. Well, kinda, because to accommodate for the fact that the upper now wraps all the way around the boot itself, Nike split the sole into two pieces. And here they operate with an internal chassis made out of P-backs to give you some sort of stability, and then you have on the outside these two parts made of compressed nylon that also holds the studs. And we're talking the same bladed chevron-shaped studs that we saw on the Vapor 11, and actually also, despite it looking different, the same stud configuration. So the biggest deal here is actually Nike splitting the outsole into 2 or 3 pieces, if you will. Because we're still talking a curved anatomical sole to make it feel like you're actually sitting inside the sole instead of just on top of it, making it feel like you're locked into the boot a bit better. And then Nike also updated their Nike Grip insole here, making this 3D pattern underneath the insole that then matches a similar texture on the inside of the board to kind of lock it in and prevent it from sliding around a little bit more. And that, my friends, is actually pretty flipping clever. So the new Mercurials sound like a pretty good step forward, but is it just a facelift or truly a big improvement? Well, here's a 30-second cop or drop breakdown to help you decide if you should buy them or not. So why should you cop them then? Well, you get a fantastic fit from the Flyknit upper. There's a very seamless sensation and an amazing sole plate for acceleration. Plus, it's the best fitting Mercurial yet. Why drop them then? Well, they actually need a bit of time to be broken in and softened up. There's not much protection, and I don't feel there are enough changes from the Flyknit Ultras. So in the end, it's a must-buy for everyone who loves speed boots, but if you have the Flyknit Ultras, you can live without. That's it. So there you go, my friends, a quick tech overview of the Superfly 6 and the Vapor 12 Elite that are tech-wise more or less the same, apart from the fact that one is high-cut and one is low-cut. And to be honest, I'm kind of getting some OG Vapor 3 vibes from the Vapor 12 here. It kind of feels to me like they took inspiration from the Vapor 3 that was a killer Vapor and then updated it with more modern technologies and materials and ideas to make it an even better boot than we could probably imagine. But this is just an old guy rambling. Tell me guys, which of the two boots you think is the better looking? Write down in the comment section below. You can also do yourself a favor, go subscribe to our channel by clicking up here to see even more cool content on the new Mercurials in the future. And perhaps even go and check out the review of the Vapor 12 Elites by clicking the video right down here. And with that said guys, I'm signing off. Cheerio.